Welcome back to today's episode of Professors in Property with the phenomenal David Clouter and me, Andrew Roberts. Today we're discussing the 9 great ways to raise money to invest in a property. We could also look at mortgages, David, because mortgages are a means of buying property. It could be a buy-to-let mortgage, or it could be a home buyer mortgage, or a help-to-buy mortgage for a first-time buyer.
Yes, all those options are available. On the whole, if you're going for a buy-to-let mortgage, most lenders will expect you to be a homeowner because they're a bit nervous that you might end up living there yourself and telling porkies and this kind of thing, which we wouldn't want to do. We don't want to annoy lenders because we are going to, throughout our property journey, be working very closely with lenders who will help us to build up our assets. Having said that, if you've been in rental accommodation for 6 months or a year or something like that, and you can, and perhaps your rental accommodation is near where you work, and it might be that you have the kind of job which is transitory, where you have to keep changing location, then there's a good case to put to a lender that I'm here for reasons of work, and this is what I earn, and that is my investment area, that kind of thing. There are ways to make a case for doing that, and I think it's good and proper that we should. So there will always be affordability criteria because since the credit crunch, lenders now take great pains to ensure that we can afford to service the borrowing that we take on because they try to be responsible lenders. So in terms of your salary, there will be multiples of earnings, and I think nowadays 4 to 5 times is about the maximum you can kind of go to. So if you're trying to invest in, I don't know, a penthouse in central London, then you'll need to be a merchant banker, that kind of thing. But for the rest of us who are probably not looking to go to those sort of areas, it's okay. Very often the price in your local area, not always, but very often the price in your local area will reflect those affordability criteria, and if not, you can always save for a higher deposit. That's always a kind of a plan B that you have there. In the buy-to-let arena, it's a bit different because although lenders will want to see some income coming in, and the average is about 25 grand, they're not going to. The affordability is based on the rental income that property will provide. And there are some lenders which will even go lower than the 25 figure because, it's just an extra level of security for the lender, really. If the rental income dries up from the property, you have other means of repaying it, and depending on your lender, depending on your area, depending on the vacancy rates in the area you've chosen to invest in, that kind of thing can be a bit flexible. So having got your mortgage, again, we're looking at the price that we pay for this property. And since property prices have risen, there have been some more creative ways, if you like, of financing the purchases. One of which might be a scheme like Help to Buy, where you're only putting down 5% of the value of the property, and that can certainly help you when you're starting out, when money is tight, and when saving up that quite sizable deposit might be something of an issue. There's no reason why not, whether it's for a buy-to-let or for your own home. There's no reason why you shouldn't negotiate on a purchase price, particularly when properties are not selling as well as they could. At the time of recording this, the property market isn't going hell for leather. At other times it is. There are always bargains to be had, and whether you find these bargains yourselves or whether you work with property professionals to help you to find this property, there are always bargains to be had. And we've made a separate video, didn't we, Andrew, about the best way to do that?
We absolutely have. We'll pop a link to that just up here for you to log into and check out that video. I mean, something which you've not mentioned, David, is your credit rating. Now, that's really, really important that you have a really good credit rating. So if you haven't already, log on to a service such as Experian, or others do exist, and check out how the bank perceive you in terms of a good credit risk. The other thing you can do if you have a reasonably good credit rating is go and get a facility letter from your lender. That way, when you're viewing properties, you can show to the agent or to the seller, here is a facility letter from my lender that says I can afford this mortgage. And that puts you slightly ahead of the queue in terms of negotiating or securing that property. And also, whilst markets at this current moment in time in 2020 are volatile, on the verge of falling, what you can do is use tactics such as negotiation to actually be able to afford or raise money to invest in a property. So negotiating the discount, you've just raised that money that you needed to buy that by the seller giving it you. So that's a very quick way of doing it. If you'd like to know more on any of these topics, drop us a question or a comment below and we will endeavour to answer that for you as quickly as we can. If you've enjoyed this video and you think other people could benefit from it, hit the share button. We'd love it if you liked the video, and we'd double love it if you subscribe to the channel as well. So it's thank you from the Professors of Property. I'm Andrew Roberts.
And I'm David Clouter.